live on YouTube. We are live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is a dive into the weird, bizarre, obscure, in other words for strange world of notable events, weather, and sports, covering topics seldomly, if ever, seen from most news sources these days. Join us! During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss. For links to the articles and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar in the description below, and all links gathered throughout the show will appear post-live stream as per usual. Anyway, I am Xander, and I'm joined by Dr. Cheese. Are you there in the house? I don't think Cheese is in the house. So, and hopefully we might be joined by the one and only Ghost with the most, the Ghostery, the Hostery. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and of course, you, audience member, are you, whether you're watching live or some point in the space-time continuum, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the view. Thank you for joining us regardless. Anyway, today is, what is today? Freya's Day, aka Friday, January 19th, 2024. And let's start with the news here. MTM discovered this from Newsbreak. A winged creature with remarkable camouflage discovered as new species in Liberia. In a forest of Western Africa, a well-camouflaged creature glided through the air. The winged animal circled some trees before landing on a stump to lay its eggs. Nearby, scientists watched the animal's every move and, when they captured it, discovered a new species. Researchers ventured into the mountainous nature reserve in Liberia on an expedition back in 2022, according to a December 30th study published in the journal Integrative Systematics. During the trip, researchers noticed an insect flying through a forest clearing, the study said. From afar, the insect looked like a wasp, but when it landed, the researchers looked closer. It turned out to be a new species of moth, Cincinocelis grandiosus, or the grand clear-winged moth. Alright. Grand clear-winged moths can reach about 2.5 inches wide and about 2 inches long, the study said. They have extraordinary long, partially tufted legs, rust-red heads, and opaque black wings. So these guys here. Huh. So I can see how they can be mistaken for a wasp. That's an interesting new species. So look at that. So they discovered a new species of moth. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. What else do we got? From Oddity Central, trucker Barbie, woman gives her massive truck a pink makeover. Huh. Says Georgetta, 35-year-old truck driver from Romania, has been dubbed the Romanian Barbie for surrounding herself with the color pink, which dominates both the outside and inside of her truck. Female truck drivers are definitely not the norm, but Georgetta really stands out with her pink outfits, pink truck, and very colorful personality. The so-called Romanian Barbie went viral in her home country this week after photos of her in her pinked-out truck started circulating on social media. The young woman has been driving a truck for 12 years, working mostly in Spain, but she recently came home, bought her own truck, and began working for herself. She spends most of her time in the truck, which is why she spent a lot of time and effort turning it into a cozy space that reflects her passion for the color pink. So we have a picture here. This is, of course, the thumbnail we have for today's episode of the Omni Coalition News Show. But let's take a look at the inside. Here's the steering wheel. As Ghost said earlier, Pepto-Bismol pink. And of course, there's a cat right there and everything. But they actually have videos here. So let me replay this really quick. So like this is her driving, and she's like taking a video while driving. Very dangerous. I would not recommend doing so. But like the interior is like all pink. She has like, you know, cat cubbies and whatnot. Here's another video of inside. So like you like the color pink, you know, then yeah. I personally would have gone with an orange and purple you know, option, but hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. So like interesting stuff. And she of course has cats, you know. And that's her right there. So, yeah. Anyway, what else do we got here? Before we move on up, do we have any chats in any chat? No, we don't. So, more from Oddity Central. Parasitic worm manipulates host into drowning by stealing its genetic code. That's yikes. The hairworm might not look like much, but it is a sinister parasite that steals its host's genetic code to manipulate into the deep water so it can reproduce and start the cycle all over again. During its larval stage, a hairworm's first goal is to get eaten by a tadpole or a mosquito. Cool frog, you better watch out. It then lies dormant until this initial host is itself eaten by a larger creature, such as a cricket, grasshopper, or mantis. Once its Trojan horse is digested by the new host, the hairworm breaks out and begins sapping the poor insect of nourishments. This only takes about 3 months, after which the hairworm somehow manipulates its drain host toward water, where it would never grow on its own, or to drown. Where it would never go on its own to drown. Hairworms breed in water, so after the host dies, they swim to the nearest ball hairworms to reproduce and start the cycle once more. Scientists have known about the worm's mind shatter trick for years, but a team of researchers claims that they have finally figured out how hairworms actually brainwash their hosts. Now, I'm not going to continue on this for 2 reasons. One, I'm about to sneeze. And 2, the picture down here is it's not really nice. So if you want to read more about this horrifying thing, please refer to the underbar in the description below. The link to this article is already down there. But as I said, give me 1 second. I gotta go sneeze. One more. Alright, I am back. Sorry, I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me sneezing and dying on camera. So, anyway, more from Oddity Central here. The tale of Frank Hayes, the only jockey to win a horse race while dead. Frank Hayes is believed to be the only jockey in history to win an official horse race while dead. He suffered a heart attack while competing at New York's Belmont Park in 1923. So this is not really news, this is history. So, anyway, what does this say? According to Frank's mother, the young stable boy and apprentice jockey had always been fond of horses and dreamed of one day becoming a full-time race jockey. So when he was finally given the chance to prove himself in a 2-mile, 12-jump race at Belmont Park, he leaped at the opportunity. Frank Hayes loved training horses, and one of his favorites was Sweet Kiss, a 7-year-old unremarkable mare that wasn't well thought of even by her owners. She had 20-to-1 odds in the big race and wasn't expected to pull off anything extraordinary, but Frank believed she could win, so Sweet Kiss's owners gave him the chance to do it. This would be their only race together, but one that would be remembered a century later. So yeah, let's see here. Frank Hayes embarked on a grueling weight loss routine that involved hours of intense exercise and minimal food intake. So it talks about everything that he did. Let's see here. On June 4th, Frank Hayes made history after a brilliant race that kept spectators on the edge of their seats. Sweet Kiss crossed the finish line first, beating fan favorite Gimme by a head. It was a shocking win that no one, not least of all the horse's owners, expected. So when they came to guide Sweet Kiss to the winner's circle, they almost didn't notice that there was something wrong with the jockey. Frank Hayes laid motionless on the saddle, and the race doctor soon pronounced him dead. At some point during the race, he suffered a heart attack and slumped against Sweet Kiss, but never fell off. Experts had observed that Sweet Kiss swerved slightly while approaching the final jump, which was later attributed to the jockey slumping forward too much. It was a bizarre win, but because the jockey stayed on the horse until they crossed the finish line, the result was valid. So yeah, like if you ever had a question of, would a jockey, if they were dead on the horse, would they still win? The answer is yes. So yeah, so for further reading, please, go to this. They do all the footwork, they put all the articles together. I'm just some random guy on the internet reading things to you. So, yeah. Anyway, what else do we got here? Oddity Central, man sues dozens of women for giving him negative reviews on Facebook group. A Chicago man is suing 27 women for $75 million after they posted negative comments about him on a Facebook dating group, calling him very clingy and a ghoster. Wow. 32-year-old Nico D'Ambrosio claims that his reputation was tarnished after several women who claimed to have dated him posted their negative experiences on a private Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? The popular group originated in New York, but since has branched out to other major cities and is mainly used by women to share their experiences with men and ask for advice about various red flags. In D'Ambrosio's case, dozens of women wrote derogatory comments labeling him as clingy or accusing him of ghosting them after getting what he wanted. Now, the Chicago man is suing several of these women, as well as moderators of the Facebook group and parts of the social network's parent company for $75 million. With how things are today, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to stand. Because, well, first off, what's with all these gossipy Gertrudes, getting together and just talking about people, that's kind of not cool. Because, you know, like, what's the saying? Small minds think about, you know, small minds talk about people, large minds talk about events. So, what does that say? But, like, at the same time, like, you know, like, it's become so normal just to make stuff up about people just for no other reason than to just start drama. Like, you know, I've been involved in several of those situations myself. Like, a lot of people, like, you know, like, and for whatever reason, you know, like, people like to just make stuff up and all that whatnot, and it's really annoying. So, like, I don't know where to go with this. Like, what say you, viewers? Like, you know, leave what you have to say in the comment section about this. Like, you know, is this, you know, should there be a Facebook group about this? You know, because it would technically, you know, help people, just in case, you know, somebody is bad, but there's also the possibility that, you know, all it takes is one spiteful, you know, so-and-so to start a rumor mill, and then, you know, completely, you know, ruin somebody's reputation who's completely innocent. So, absolutely a wild article right here. So much points of talking about this right here. But anyway, we gotta move on up. Check key 2, an indigenous key accessory that lets you check if you locked your door. Don't you hate it when you can't remember if you locked the front door when you last left your home? It's a dreadful feeling that you don't have to experience again, thanks to a little tool, a cool little accessory called Check Key. I feel like an advertisement. Developed by Japanese lock manufacturer company Miwa, the Check Key is a sleeve-like accessory that goes over the top part of your regular key and features a small window that indicates whether you locked your door or not. The Check Key comes with a built-in mechanism that detects when you turn the key clockwise or counterclockwise and changes color accordingly. When you turn the key into a lock clockwise, a little window on the Check Key turns white, and when you turn it counterclockwise, it turns orange. The mechanism is entirely mechanical, so it never runs out of batteries. This way, when in doubt, you can just look at your key and tell if you really locked your door on your way out. But, like, you know, if you just held your key, you know, like I'm holding this lighter, just did this without in the thing, does it register the resistance? Is that built into the mechanism, or does it just go off of gravity? Because your key can do this in your pocket just by walking. So, like, how does... Like, I'm pretty sure this talks about... Okay... Yeah, so, like, I'm not gonna, like, look too deep into this live on the show. But once again, you know, please go to the underbar of the description below. Click the link to this article. You know, look more into this. This is really interesting. Like, using analog technology to display whether or not your key locked or unlocked the door. Huh. That's interesting. And, like, you know, at first I thought it was going to be something digital, like, you know, and the first thing I was thinking of is, oh, what's stopping somebody from hacking this and, like, making it display something wrongly to somehow break into your house or something. Like, people find ways. People are tricky. But no, this is analog. This is completely just physics. And that's why I'm wondering, like, does it not work unless it feels the resistance of being in a keyhole? So, that's interesting. What else do we got here? Man undergoes male organ enlargement procedure, sues doctor after organ shrinks. Whoopsie. A Turkish man is suing the doctor he paid for a male organ enlargement procedure after his organ allegedly shrunk by 1 centimeter following the botched operation. His name is Aether Turkmen, a wealthy banker from Tekirdağ, Turkey, is seeking 500,000 lira, or $16,500 in compensation. That's not a lot. From Dr. Haluk Soylemez, the man who was supposed to help him enlarge his organ in both length and girth, but ultimately caused it to shrink. Turkmen claims that the doctor promised him an extra 3 centimeters, or 1.1 inches, in both length and girth. But after 2 botched procedures, he ended up with 1 less centimeter than he originally had. The banker's lawyers told a judge of the first civil court case of first instance that he had to endure excruciating pain that left him unable to walk properly for a month and was left with a shorter, severely scarred organ. So, yeah, like, see, this is what I keep saying. Play with the cards you're dealt. God made you the way you are. You know, you are who you are. Why do you want to be anything else? Only you can be you, and only you can be the best you that you can be. By undergoing any form of surgery, you know, that's just purely cosmetic, you know, all you're doing is just ruining yourself. Because eventually, somewhere down the line, as you get older, you know, with your tattoos and your piercings and all that stuff sags and gets discolored. You know, like any surgeries, you know, there could be complications, like in this situation. But like I've heard of complications from, you know, breast surgery, from butt surgery, from every type of surgery. There's always a potential for complications. Doesn't matter what it is, you know. Just live life as you, you know. Like, if you can't be happy with yourself, how do you expect anybody to be happy with you? Seriously. So, anyway, what else do we got here? More from Oddity Central. Indian man puts on lipstick and makeup to impersonate girlfriend during exam. Oh, here we go. An Indian man has been caught trying to take an exam at Punjab University on behalf of his girlfriend by wearing lipstick, makeup, and female clothes. Officials at Baba Farid University of Health Sciences in Punjab's Faridokut district recently caught a young Indian man using a disguise and fake documents in order to take the exam of multiple purpose health workers on behalf of a woman believed to be his girlfriend. The youth, identified as Angriz Singh from Fazilka, showed up at the examination center in Kota Kapura on January 7th, dressed in full female attire, complete with red bangles, what is that? Red bangles, bindi, and lipstick, and carrying documents in the name of the woman he was trying to impersonate, one Paramjit Kaur. While his disguise may have fooled the staff, they couldn't trick the biometric scanners when his data couldn't fit the one in the database. Yep. So, yeah, like, Ghost and I were actually talking about this, like, she's been doing a lot of help, you know, in the background with Omni Coalition, so really, a lot of thanks to Ghost. But, like, she was talking about how, she was, like, in some kind of, like, circle that, like, helped cheat on exams or something, like back in her college days or something. I'm not sure, but like she was saying, like, oh, you can't get away with that today. I'm like, no, you can't. And yeah, biometric scanners, like, what the hell? Like, wow, we live in the future. This is wild. But yeah, no, like, yeah, like he can pass off as an Indian lady. Like, I take from that what you will. I don't mean to say it in a bad way, but I mean, I know a lot of people out there will probably be like, oh, you rah, 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 rah. But no, like, you know, rather convincing. So I probably couldn't tell the difference. So yeah. Anyway, what else do we got here? Woman blows everyone away with world's loudest nose whistle. A Canadian woman recently set a new Guinness record for the world's loudest nose whistle, reproducing the theme song from The Godfather at a whopping 44.1 decibels. What? Lulu Lotz discovered she could whistle through her nose when she was about 7 years old. She would play pranks on her friends and teachers and whistle popular songs, but it wasn't until she saw a Netflix documentary that she decided to put her nose whistling skills to the test. After watching DJ Steve Aoki's documentary, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, and seeing the artist get awarded a world record for most travel musician in 1 year, Lulu felt inspired to get her name into the Guinness Record book as well, and what better way to do it with her unique ability. So the Aurora resident was delighted to learn that Guinness did in fact have a category for the loudest nose whistle, but actually getting her attempt acknowledged by the organization proved a bit of a challenge. She needed to find a special facility and expensive audio measuring equipment to have her nose whistle measured, but luckily she was able to find a professional audio and engineering studio in Mississauga. Okay. So the Guinness protocol required 3 different measurements, and Lulu's nose whistle reached up to 44.1 decibels, about as loud as some bird calls. She got the world record by whistling the Godfather theme, but she can whistle pretty much any music, including classics like Beethoven. So I wonder if there's, if we can actually hear it. So. That is a rather loud nose whistle. Wow. Impressive. What else do we got here? Company allegedly moves offices to remote mountain area to force employees to quit. I mean, that's a way. So, A Chinese advertising agency is being accused by former employees of moving its offices from the city to a remote mountain area to force them to quit and avoid paying them compensation. In what has been described as one of the most extreme tactics to convince employees to resign, an advertising company based in downtown Xi'an City, China's Shanxi province, allegedly moved its offices to a rural mountain area with very limited transport options. The accusations were made by a former employee who claimed to be part of a large part of the staff to leave the company due to the new working conditions. The man, known only as Chang, said that the company notified them that they would have to travel to a new location in the Queenling Mountains, which required a 2-hour commute one way. So total back and forth 2 hours. That's ridiculous. With very limited options for those without a personal car. So, wow. The new location was allegedly not only remote, but also lacked basic amenities, forcing female employees to travel to the nearest village just to use a public toilet. The number of stray dogs in the area also made it unsafe, especially after dark, but despite several complaints from employees, management refused to do anything about the situation. Wow. I guess this is a way to get rid of them, you know? Well, you know, companies will just do nothing to just hurt people. What's their problems? Wow. Anyway, what else do we got here? More from Omni Central. Korean model wearing a cardboard box with holes for groping charge with obscene exposure. What? That's a title. A South Korean model who became known as the Angel Box Girl for walking around in a cardboard box and letting strangers grope her is being prosecuted for obscene exposure. Good. Wow. Wow. Like, huh. Wow. A few months ago, Ain, a self-proclaimed attention-seeking South Korean model, went viral for a risque stunt that made international headlines. Videos of the young woman wearing only a cardboard box with 4 holes for her arms and legs and 2 more for groping went viral, making Ain one of the most popular topics on social media. Really, really, really disgusting if that's how the world is. It says here, the young woman paraded herself in the streets of Hongdae, a vibrant nightlife district of Seoul, asking random people to put their hands through the holes in the Angel Box and grope her naked or scantily clothed body. As word of the Angel Box girl spread through the streets, she ended up attracting large groups of curious people that the police had to disperse. Wow. Just... And she thinks it's all cool. She's just out there, just laying her body out there on the streets for people to just touch her. Absolutely appalling. Just disgusting. Disgusting. You should be ashamed. Anyway, more from Omni Central. Miraculous pothole allegedly shakes dead man back to life. An Indian man who had been pronounced dead by doctors allegedly came back to life when the ambulance transporting him home to his family hit a deep pothole. India's pothole problem is a well-documented one. It annoys and exasperates millions of people every day, and on occasion, it can cause injuries and even death. But according to the family of an 80-year-old man from Haryana, potholes can also be miracles in disguise. Darshan Singh Brar allegedly owes his life to a pothole. The man had not been feeling well for several days, so one of his grandsons decided to take him to a hospital near his home. He was diagnosed with a severe chest infection, which also took a toll on his pre-existing heart condition, and despite doctors' best efforts, he was pronounced dead after 4 days on a ventilator, but that's only the beginning of the story here. See here, something allegedly strange happened when the ambulance was traveling to Nising, near Dahan, a village in Haryana's Kaithal district. The car hit a deep pothole, and moments later, Baldwin's brother, who was watching over his grandfather's body, saw the 80-year-old man move his hand. He quickly checked for a pulse and, sensing one, alerted the driver to take them to the nearest hospital. Doctors confirmed that Dashan Singh Bar was very much alive and referred him to a hospital in Nising. From there, where he was taken into the NP Rural Hospital in Karno. His condition is still critical, but he is fighting for his life. Wow, so a pothole essentially jump-started his heart, I think. Like, that is wild. That is wild. This guy died, and a pothole saved his life. Well, you know, I guess that is a full circle. If you ignore a problem long enough, sometimes they don't solve themselves, but sometimes something glorious in the skies happens that you didn't even see. Who would have thought running over a really bad pothole could cause a heart to, like, jar enough to start up again? You know? That's incredible. You know, let's give a cheer for this guy here. else do we got here? From UPI, Chicagoans work to preserve viral rat hole. Huh. Going from a bad pothole to a different one here. Chicago's famous rat hole, a rodent-shaped indentation in a concrete sidewalk, was filled in by an unknown person, leading fans to attempt to exhume the landmark. The rat hole, an indentation left when the cement was still wet in the 1900 block of West Roscoe Street in the 1990s, became a viral phenomenon this month when fans started posting photos and videos on social media. Visitors left offerings, including spare change and snacks, as tribute to Chimley, the name given to the animal that created the indentation. The hole appeared to be a rat-shaped one, but some neighbors and animal experts said it was more likely left by a small squirrel that fell out of a tree. Yeah, that looks like more like a squirrel to me. So what is this here?
A viral photo in Chicago is making some people squeal.
Yeah, take a look. So a local artist discovered an imprint in the sidewalk shaped like, well, as you see it, a rat. And he shared it on social media, which went viral with the name Chicago Rat Hole. So now the street has become infested with, well, not just rats, Morgan, but tourists clamoring for a selfie.
That's pretty interesting. Rat hole. Huh. More from UPI. Left behind items at European hotels include dentures, clown costume. Okay, let's see here. A survey of European hotels found some of the most unusual items left behind by vacationers include dentures, a full clown costume, and witchcraft paraphernalia. EasyJet Holidays says it surveyed 100 European hotels and its network to identify the most bizarre and surprising items that ended up on the lost and found over the course of the past year. So let's see here. We have dentures, witchcraft paraphernalia, prosthetic limbs, a glass eye, a grandma's lucky teacup, thousands of German marks, a clown costume, an inflatable boat, caviar, and rosary beads. Huh. So that's... Huh. Alright. We also have a contractor remodeling bathroom finds grenade behind the tub. That's an explosive discovery. Let's see what happened here. A contractor working on a remodeling job in Washington was removing a bathtub from the home when he made a surprising discovery inside the wall. A grenade! Vadim Karakayev, owner of Polar Bear Construction, said he tore out the tub in the third-floor bathroom of the home in Seattle's Ballard neighborhood, revealing a hidden compartment in the wall and an object that appeared to be a grenade. He returned to the bathroom and captured a video of the grenade, which he posted to his company's TikTok page. The Seattle Police Department's bomb squad responded to the home and confirmed the object was a grenade, but it was inert. They mentioned something about World War II and how veterans came home and they brought weapons and stuff with them. Somebody stored it and they possibly forgot about it. You know, as a quote from Karakayev, however you pronounce his name, said. So, wow. Imagine like finding a grenade in the wall. That's no bueno. Moving on up, more from UPI. Armors fish Blaine for mysterious sound around Florida Bay. So I know a couple Florida people. I need to ask them if they've been hearing any of this. So, a Florida scientist said that a mysterious bass sound reported by residents in the Tampa Bay area might be coming from mating fish. Area residents reported hearing the low-pitched sound periodically since 2021, and so far no concrete answers have been found as to its origins. James Lacasio, a senior scientist with the Monte Marine Laboratory and Aquarium, said the sound could be coming from black drumfish in the bay. He said the fish produce throbbing sounds during their mating season when muscles vibrate against their swim bladders. Huh. He said that the sound could reach as far as a mile away from the water. Huh. Let's see. Healy is now attempting to raise $2,500 so Locasio can install underwater acoustic recorders to confirm whether the sound is coming from black drumfish. Locasio said the equipment could be installed in a matter of a few days if the funding goal is reached. Alright. So if anybody wants to help this guy out, you know, yeah, go to this link. It'll probably teach you how. We have twin brothers named Valedictorian and Salutatorian, and I'm about to sneeze yet again, so give me just... Alright, sorry about that. So what does this say here? A pair of New York twin brothers are ending their high school careers as valedictorian and salutatorian in their graduating class. Devon Lee, at the age of 17, was named valedictorian of his class at Herrick Public High School in New Hyde Park, Long Island, and his twin brother Dylan was named salutatorian. The twins' older sister, Jaylin, was last year's valedictorian, and she is now studying astrophysics at the California Institute of Technology. The brothers share extracurricular activities, including orchestra, volleyball, and teaching Chinese yo-yo in the Asian American Cultural Club. Alright. Cool stuff. Moving on up. This one's weird. Zoo offers roach naming rights hippo poop candles for Valentine's Day. Hey, welcome back, Miss Ghost. How you doing? Just in time. Yeah, no, we were talking about this earlier. Remember? Hello? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there
I
she
don't.
is.
Oh yeah, you're talking about UPI. I wasn't listening. I just kind of appeared.
Oh, yeah. No, we're now on this cockroach thing we looked at earlier. So it says
Oh.
here, zoos in New York and Texas. That's New York and Texas. What a difference. What the hell? That's weird. Are offering the Love Struck and the Love Lorn the opportunity to buy some unusual Valentine's Day gifts, naming rights for cockroaches. The Bronx Zoo said romantically minded patrons can pay to have a Madagascar hissing cockroach named after their Valentine, with other gift packages including roach socks, stuffed roaches, and a virtual roach encounter. Which, like, in the video here above, actually, Ghost and I watched it prior to the show, as I said. It talks about how, like, you can like, have, like a private, you know, session with the cockroach on your computer screen. Kind of like a, what was that? What was that program everybody was using, you know, back in 2020 and 2021? Zoom! Basically have, like, a one-on-one Zoom call with the cockroach. Like, why would anybody pay for that?
That's a hissing noise of a cockroach, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Creepy.
Yeah, and, like, honestly, like, I appreciate the gesture, but personally, if somebody named a cockroach after me, I would take it as an insult. So, it says here, though, meanwhile, the San Antonio Zoo is taking a different approach with its Cry Me a Cockroach fundraiser. The program allows jilted patrons to pay to have a roach, rat, or vegetable named for their ex-lovers before the chosen recipient of the moniker is fed to another zoo animal. Oh, wow, so not only are you... Go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was like a live animal that they were feeding.
Yeah, well, but now you can not only name the cockroach, but then have it fed to another animal. So on top of having your name attached to a cockroach, now you're being systematically, you know, like, eaten by something else. Like, this doesn't sound like lovey stuff. This sounds like awful. This sounds like what somebody would do to people despite them. Like, hey, I named a cockroach after you, and then I fed it to a gazelle. Like, haha, you know, screw you, like, Charlie or whatever. Like, I don't know. But it said here, the San Antonio Zoo is also offering a candle bearing the scent of hippo poop as a potential Valentine's gift for that special someone. Who wants a candle that smells like hippo shit? Hold on a second, that's going into quotes right now. Hold on, give me a minute. Ghost, if you have anything to say, you have the mic. I gotta add this into quotes.
This is like Gwyneth Paltrow's goop candles.
Oh, God.
It's the reverse of it. The rear of it, if you want to call it that. And what happened to Dr. Cheese?
Cheese appears to be AFK, or lurking, I'm not sure. Anyway, do you want to read this one?
A man trapped in bathroom on SpiceJet flight across India.
Ooh.
A malfunction on a SpiceJet flight caused a passenger to be trapped in the bathroom for over an hour. The man was on his way from Mumbai to Bengaluru on Wednesday when he became trapped in the bathroom due to a broken lock. The flight crew members were unable to free him until they landed, and airport techs intervened. A private air carrier, SpiceJet, expressed regret over the incident and said the passenger will get a full refund of his airfare.
All right, good. Like, you know, he gets some justice. Like, that's good. Like,
if you want a free flight on SpiceJet, pretend to get locked in the bathroom. Maybe.
Well, you know, now that if that might become a thing, you know, now that, you know, if that happens routinely, they might, you know, not do that anymore. And they're going to have to actually invest in some doors that don't lock you in. You know?
Good point. And anybody who's been on a flight, those doors are super thin. As in, like, you can get out easily just by breaking the door.
Yeah, we were having this conversation earlier, and I was like, you know, the only reason I can think of is, like, maybe he was afraid that if he broke the door, the airline would sue him for property damage. You know? Like, and not waiting until proper authorities, you know, handle the situation. But stuck in an hour, like, that's not good. Like, when I was a kid, I was locked in the bathroom in a school once. The damn lock broke, and then I was, like, panicking. And, like, I was only, like, you know, 5, 6, you know, 7 years old, maybe. Like, I was young. And that was terrifying.
That does sound terrifying. And you just mentioned something I forgot to think about. It could have been his first flight. It could have been, like, his very, very first flight.
It could have been, and holy shit, if that was, like, he needs more than just his airfare back. He needs free, like, yearly trips or something. I don't know. Like...
Definitely needs to be upgraded to first class every time he flies.
Yep. And, you know, those bathroom doors I know will work. What else do we got here? Do you want to read another one?
Nope, you can go ahead and read another one.
All right.
Yeah.
More from UPI here. Iowa man's snow shark sculpture becomes a local tourist attraction. Oh. I've seen Snow Sharks the movie, or actually, I've heard of Snow Sharks the movie or something. Anyway, an Iowa man's yard is attracting schools of visitors from across the area after he built a 20-foot long shark sculpture out of snow. Carlos Maldonado, a sculptor and owner of Carlos Maldonado Artwork in Iowa City, created the 5.5 foot tall great white shark sculpture from snow with help from his 2 sons. He said that it took about 4.5 hours to sculpt the shark and another hour and a half to color it with watered down acrylic paint the following day. Maldonado's photos of his artwork posted online led to an influx of visitors wanting to take photos with the snow shark. So there's a little video here, so let's watch this. Wow.
Yeah, we can't take t-shirt teeth for necklaces.
My
fiance had seen this online on Facebook, and we just thought it was a really good idea to bring our kids out to be able to see what creativity and what they can really do with snow. And it will be a very good memory for my kids. Say cheese!
Yeah, this is great. I looked up snow sculptures. I didn't really want to do anything plain. When I saw a shark online, I figured I could do that. So I gave it a shot, and this is what we ended up with.
That's cool stuff. That's really cool stuff.
Cool stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Very cool.
And here we go again. We're not going to dwell too long on this because we've covered many of stories like this. But, you know, just as a friendly reminder, these do happen quite often, actually. More often than you think. Book return to British Library was 44 years overdue. That's, I wonder if they had to pay the overdue fee. The Essex Library Service said in an Instagram post that a customer returned the book Great Prime Ministers by John Whittle to the Manningtree Library. The book had been due back since June 30th, 1979. It was unclear whether any fines had been issued for the overdue return, but the Essex Library System revealed in 2018 that it was owed more than $442,000 in overdue fines. Holy shit! Like, what the hell?
Darn kids these days aren't going to know the glorious feeling of being fined by a library.
That's almost $500,000 in overdue fees.
Ooh.
Wow.
What is the Essex Library System?
Like, that's their system, you know, the Essex Library, like their internal system, as of 2018, said that this book is, you know, the owners owe $442,000 in the overdue fees, you know, according to their documents or whatever, I believe.
I thought that was for their entire library because it didn't say for this book.
Oh, okay, maybe it is for that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so overall it's owed $442,000. Okay, that makes more sense. See, this is why I have you on the show. Like you slow me down and make me think more rationally. Like, and you're actually in journalism, so you know what to look for and whatnot. So thank you.
Good. You're doing great.
Thank you. Now we have one more article. Do you want to take this?
Nope, you can do it.
All right. From NPR, Alabama mom is 1 in a million delivering 2 babies from 2 uteruses in 2 days. What? Like, this is wild. 32-year-old Kelsey Hatcher welcomed 2 beautiful baby girls into the world last week, delivering fraternal twins at the University of Alabama at Birmingham Hospital. But unlike typical twins, the newborns came from 2 separate wombs. Hatcher naturally delivered her first baby, Roxy, at 7:45 p.m. on December 19th, followed by Rebel, who was delivered by C-section about 10 hours later on December 20th. Her experience is what's known as a dicavitary pregnancy, according to a University of Alabama at Birmingham news release. The National Library of Medicine says this type of pregnancy is believed to be 1 in a million occurrence. So it says, continues on here, Hatcher was 18 when she was diagnosed with uterus dideliphius, commonly referred to as a double uterus, which occurs in 0.3% of women, according to the Cleveland Clinic. She also has 2 cervixes, and although she had 3 typical pregnancies in years past, Hatcher's 4th go-around through Hatcher's obstetrician, Dr. Shweta Parel, for a loop when the first ultrasound showed 2 fetuses and 2 uteruses. Holy crap.
You meant to say obstetrician.
Sorry?
You meant to say obstetrician.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, that happened. So congratulations. Let's give a cheer. Alright, and that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just on Rumble and we're not just on Rumble and YouTube. We're also on BitChute and in Odyssey. Links to those in our social medias and more down there on our link tree. For your dose of different, odd, and unusual news, aka notable events, weather, and sports, we stream every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 4 Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows. We have This Date in History. We did that earlier today. We stream that almost every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time. We have this TOCNS show that you just saw. Theod, The Edge of Disclosure, talking about ufology, conspiracy, paranormal, science, technology, all that stuff, Tomorrow at 3, Kicking the Peanut, we talk about basically anything we want to, on Sunday at 3, and we have other, non-live stream shows that we're still trying to get off the ground. But yeah, if you want to catch us live, for the West, it's 11 and 3 all for thee, Mountain 12 and 4, watch us for more, Central 1 and 5 for the Contrive, and East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander. In the live studio audience, we had Cheese. We also have Ghost, if she wants to outro herself, I guess.
Hello, everyone. Good seeing you here.
Yeah. And we had no comments. Actually, we have one, Ghostery on Rumble. So, yeah, there you are. Good day, Rumble. Yeah, and of course, thank you again for watching. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left to